To truly understand the value of a balanced effort, one must accept that perfection is a myth, crafted by unattainable standards.
Have you ever noticed how sometimes, the more you try to get something just right, the further away you seem to be from achieving it? Why does it seem that despite putting in all your effort, things just don't turn out as you hoped? Today we're exploring a curious phenomenon in life, how trying too hard can sometimes lead us to worse results than if we had put in less effort. This idea might sound counterintuitive at first, but as we look, you'll discover the subtle yet powerful impact of balancing effort with letting go. So, let's take a closer look at why this happens and how understanding this principle can change the way you approach challenges in life. To start, let's define what we mean by trying too hard. Imagine you are working on a project, and you commit to making it flawless. You spend long hours tweaking every detail, refusing to settle for anything less than perfect. Initially, this might seem like a sure path to success. But this intense focus and effort can lead to stress, burnout, and a diminishing of creativity, which might ultimately lower the quality of the final product. The concept of counterproductive effort suggests that when we exert too much control or push too hard, our actions can lead to unintended negative outcomes. This happens in various aspects of life, from simple tasks to major projects. For instance, consider someone preparing to give a speech. If they rehearse their speech excessively, they might end up sounding robotic or insincere, losing the natural flow that makes communication engaging. Similarly, in social interactions, trying too hard to impress can come off as insincere or overwhelming, pushing people away rather than drawing them in. This phenomenon is not just about the physical effort we put into tasks, but also about our mental and emotional investment. Overthinking a problem or obsessing over every detail can cloud our judgment, preventing us from seeing simpler or more effective solutions. It's like being lost in a dense fog where visibility is zero. No matter how hard you try to see clearer, the fog only thickens with your effort. Understanding this concept is crucial because it helps us recognize when our efforts might be leading us astray. It teaches us the importance of effort, but also highlights the need for balance and awareness of how we approach our goals. Knowing when to step back or take a lighter approach can be just as important as knowing when to dive in and give it your all. Throughout history, there are numerous examples where great effort has led to unexpected failure. These instances serve as lessons that sometimes trying too hard can set the stage for downfall rather than victory. In many ancient and modern stories, we see leaders, inventors, and pioneers pushing relentlessly toward their goals, only to fail because their intense focus blinded them to simpler solutions or impending challenges. These stories are not just tales of failure, but are also critical learning points about the nature of human effort and ambition. For instance, in many ancient empires, the relentless pursuit of expansion often led to overextension and collapse. These empires poured vast resources into military campaigns and territorial conquests, ignoring the signs of internal weakness and unrest that eventually led to their downfall. The lesson here is clear. Success is not merely a product of how much effort you put into pursuing your goals, but also how wisely and sustainably you manage that effort. In the realm of science and innovation, the pursuit of complex solutions to problems has often overshadowed simpler, more effective methods. The history of technology shows us that breakthroughs often occur not through a relentless increase in complexity, but through simplicity and clarity of design. This principle suggests that effort and complexity are not always allies. Sometimes, they are adversaries. These historical examples provide a backdrop for understanding the delicate balance between effort and outcome. They teach us that while determination and hard work are invaluable traits, they must be tempered with wisdom and a clear understanding of potential consequences. Learning from the past helps us navigate the complexities of modern life, where the pressure to succeed is high and the fear of failure is ever present. As we move forward in this discussion, keep these ideas in mind. Reflect on how you might be pushing too hard in certain areas of your life, and consider how a change in approach could lead to better outcomes. In the next sections, we will explore the psychological underpinnings of this phenomenon and offer practical advice for finding balance in your efforts. Now, let's look into the psychological aspects that explain why trying too hard can backfire. Our minds are powerful tools, but they have their limitations. When we push ourselves too hard, these limitations can lead to counterproductive outcomes. One key psychological factor at play is anxiety. When you're overly invested in the success of a task, anxiety levels can spike, leading to a phenomenon known as performance anxiety. This kind of anxiety can severely impede your ability to perform tasks that, under normal circumstances, you might handle with ease. It's similar to a skilled pianist who plays flawlessly at home, but makes mistakes during a concert. The pressure of the situation, the need to perform well, can disrupt their usual proficiency. Another psychological aspect is overthinking. When you try too hard, you may find yourself overanalyzing every decision, which can lead to what psychologists call analysis paralysis, a state where the decision-making process is stalled by an overabundance of options or an overwhelming fear of making the wrong choice. This can be particularly crippling in environments that require quick thinking and adaptability. Intense effort, especially over long periods, can lead to mental fatigue. Just as a muscle gets tired after extensive use, the brain also experiences fatigue, reducing its effectiveness at tasks that require concentration and creativity. This mental exhaustion can decrease productivity and increase the likelihood of errors. Understanding these psychological dynamics is crucial because it allows us to recognize the signs of excessive effort in ourselves and others. By acknowledging these signs, we can take steps to mitigate their effects, such as by setting more realistic goals, taking breaks, and practicing self-compassion. This not only improves our productivity, but also our overall mental health. Moving forward, let's talk about the role expectations play in this complex relationship between effort and outcome. Expectations can be a double-edged sword. On one side, they can serve as a motivator, driving us to reach new heights. On the other, they can create immense pressure, leading to the fear of failure. This fear is significant because it can cause us to enter a state of mind where our actions are more about avoiding failure than achieving success. When you're primarily motivated by the fear of what might go wrong, you're less likely to take the calculated risks necessary for innovation or to think creatively. You might find yourself sticking to tried and tested methods, which might seem safe but can prevent you from discovering more effective or efficient ways to complete tasks. Societal and personal expectations can amplify this effect. For instance, in a professional setting, the pressure to meet deadlines and achieve results can make you work in ways that are unsustainable, leading to burnout. Similarly, personal expectations, such as those involving one's social or family life, can lead you to strive for an idealized image of perfection, which is often unattainable. Recognizing the impact of these expectations is the first step in learning to manage them effectively. It involves understanding that while it's good to have standards and goals, they should be balanced with a realistic assessment of what is achievable and what is not. This balance is crucial not only for achieving desired outcomes, but also for maintaining well-being and satisfaction in your attempt. As we continue this exploration, remember that the aim here is not to discourage effort, but to highlight the importance of applying it wisely. In the following sections, we'll look at how stress plays into this dynamic and provide practical advice for achieving a healthier balance in your efforts. As we proceed deeper into our discussion, let's explore another critical aspect: stress. Understanding how stress interacts with our efforts can provide valuable insights into why sometimes less can indeed be more. Stress is a natural response to challenges or demands. It's your body's way of gearing up to meet a challenge through heightened alertness and energy. But when stress becomes chronic or excessive, it starts to take a toll, affecting not only your health but also how you perform tasks. High stress levels can cloud your judgment, decrease your concentration, and lead to poor decision-making. Chronic stress is particularly harmful because it can lead to both physical and psychological health issues, such as cardiovascular disease, anxiety, and depression. These health problems can create a vicious cycle where the ability to work effectively is compromised, leading to more stress and worse outcomes. It's a pattern seen often in highly competitive environments, where the mantra is to push harder and do more, disregarding the signs of stress and fatigue. Moreover, stress can reduce the scope of your cognitive abilities. Under stress, your brain tends to focus on immediate, less complex solutions, rather than more effective, comprehensive planning. This narrowed focus can limit creativity, a vital component in many aspects of work and personal life. It prevents you from seeing the bigger picture and potential innovative solutions lying just beyond the more obvious answers. Recognizing when stress is beginning to impede your efforts rather than enhance them is crucial. It involves paying attention to your body's signals and taking proactive steps to manage stress, such as engaging in regular physical activity, ensuring adequate rest, and seeking social support when needed. Now let's talk about balance and moderation in our efforts. The key to avoiding the pitfalls of trying too hard lies in finding a healthy balance. This balance involves understanding when to push and when to pause, when to engage deeply and when to step back. Balance does not mean reducing your goals or ambitions. Instead, it's about approaching your goals in a way that is sustainable and efficient. It's about knowing that sometimes taking a step back can give you the perspective you need to move forward more effectively. For instance, in professional settings, this might mean recognizing when a project would benefit from a fresh pair of eyes, or when a team member might need a break to recharge. It's about understanding that long hours and packed schedules might look like productivity in the short term, but they aren't sustainable strategies for long-term success. Moderation is similarly important. It involves not swinging to extremes, neither neglecting important tasks, nor overcommitting to the point of diminishing returns. It's about setting realistic expectations and deadlines that allow for high-quality work without leading to burnout. Adopting a philosophy of balance and moderation can be transformative. It can lead to increased productivity, improved health, and a greater sense of fulfillment. It encourages a work ethic that values quality over quantity and well-being over mere accomplishments. This approach not only benefits individual workers, but can also enhance the overall culture of a workplace, promoting a healthier, more supportive environment. As we move forward, keep in mind these principles of balance and moderation. In our next sections, we will explore real-life case studies and offer practical advice that can help you implement these principles in your daily life, ensuring that your efforts lead to success without sacrificing your well-being. Building on our understanding of the need for balance and moderation, let's explore some real-life case studies that illuminate how individuals and organizations have successfully achieved more by strategically trying less. These examples serve to illustrate the practical application of the principles we've discussed. In the realm of sports, coaches often notice that athletes who are under intense pressure to perform can experience declines in performance. One notable case involved a swimming coach who implemented a new training regimen where athletes were encouraged to focus on technique and recovery rather than increasing their training hours. The results were remarkable. The swimmers improved their time significantly, reporting higher levels of satisfaction and lower stress. This approach underscores the importance of quality over quantity and shows how reducing the intensity of effort can sometimes enhance performance. In the business world, a tech company was facing high employee burnout rates and declining productivity. The management decided to shift their approach by implementing mandatory downtime and encouraging employees to pursue personal projects during work hours. This initiative led to an unexpected increase in creativity and productivity, as employees return to their primary tasks refreshed and with new ideas. This case study demonstrates that allowing for rest and personal development can contribute to better outcomes in seemingly unrelated work areas. These examples provide concrete evidence that the principles of reducing effort, accepting balance, and focusing on sustainability are not only theoretical, but also have practical, beneficial applications in various fields. They show that by understanding and implementing these principles, individuals and organizations can achieve better results, both in terms of output and well-being. Having seen the effectiveness of these principles through case studies, let's now turn to some practical advice that can help you apply these insights in your daily life. Whether you are a student, a professional, or someone looking to manage everyday tasks more efficiently, these strategies are designed to help you balance your efforts and achieve your goals without undue stress. First, learn to recognize the signs of trying too hard. These can include feelings of constant stress, dissatisfaction with completed tasks, or physical symptoms like headaches or sleep disturbances. Acknowledging these signs is the first step in adjusting your approach. Second, set realistic goals. Break larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps and set achievable deadlines. This helps prevent the overwhelming feeling that can come from looking at a big project in its entirety, which can lead to excessive effort and stress. Third, prioritize tasks. Not all tasks require the same level of energy and attention. Learn to assess the importance of each task and allocate your effort accordingly. This prioritization will help you focus your energy where it is most needed, reducing waste on less critical activities. Fourth, incorporate regular breaks into your work schedule. The Pomodoro technique, where you work for focused periods followed by short breaks, is an excellent method for maintaining high productivity without burning out. These breaks are not just pauses, but are essential parts of maintaining long-term productivity. Lastly, foster an environment that encourages a balanced approach. Whether at home or work, create a space that supports focus and relaxation. This might involve setting boundaries about work times, creating a comfortable workspace, or establishing a supportive network that encourages healthy work habits. Implementing these strategies can help you manage your efforts more effectively, leading to improved productivity, better health, and a greater overall sense of achievement. As we continue to explore these themes, remember that the goal is not to minimize effort, but to optimize it, ensuring that the energy you invest is done wisely and sustainably. Now that we've explored practical strategies to manage effort and stress effectively, let's shift our focus towards the psychological and emotional freedom that comes from accepting imperfection. In a world that often praises flawless results and high achievement, recognizing the value of imperfection can be transformative. Imperfection is a fundamental aspect of human nature. Accepting that not everything needs to be perfect, or can be perfect, liberates us from the unyielding grip of trying too hard. This acceptance not only reduces stress, but also opens up space for creativity and innovation. When you're not bound by the fear of making mistakes, you're more likely to take risks and try new approaches, which are essential for growth and learning. Accepting imperfection involves changing how we think about mistakes and failures. Instead of viewing them as setbacks, we can see them as opportunities for learning and development. This shift in perspective can have profound implications for personal and professional growth. It encourages a culture of experimentation, where the focus is on the process and learning rather than just the final outcome. For instance, in creative professions, the initial drafts or sketches are rarely perfect. They evolve through a process of revision and adaptation, which is crucial to developing a final product that resonates with depth and authenticity. Similarly, in our personal lives, accepting that we have limitations and that it's okay to fall short sometimes can lead to a more content and fulfilling life. To start accepting imperfection, begin by setting more flexible standards for success. Celebrate small victories and progress rather than only focusing on the end result. Encourage feedback, not as a critique, but as a valuable input for improvement. And most importantly, remind yourself regularly that perfection is not the goal. Meaningful progress is. In concluding our discussion on the harder you try anything in life, the worse it gets, it's essential to reflect on the key insights we've uncovered. We've explored how trying too hard can be counterproductive, leading to stress, burnout, and decreased productivity. We've examined historical examples, psychological theories, and practical cases that illustrate the benefits of balancing effort with relaxation and accepting imperfection. Remember, the goal of this exploration is not to advocate for less effort across the board, but to promote smarter, more balanced efforts. It's about recognizing when our drive to succeed is actually holding us back and learning how to channel our energies more effectively. This balanced approach can lead to not only greater productivity and success, but also a healthier, more satisfying life. As we part ways, take these insights and apply them to your life. Experiment with reducing your efforts in areas where you feel excessive pressure. Observe how this changes not only your performance, but also your well-being. And most importantly, continue to seek out a balance that works for you, allowing you to achieve your goals without sacrificing your health and happiness. Thank you for joining this video of effort, balance, and the courage to let go. May you find your best path forward, one where effort and ease coexist beautifully.